Hey guys, and welcome back to Sponge's Tech Tips. Hello, I'm Sponge, coming at you from Marysville, Washington. This is actually my house. I'm doing a tech tip on a truck that's personal to me. This is my 1999 Chevy 3500, CK 3500 crew cab dually on semi-truck wheels, lays flat frame. I did not build this truck, I bought it. Pretty pleased with a lot of things on it, but I'm a little frustrated on a few things, and hence what we're doing here today on this tech tip. So right out of the gate, let me tell you, it is an absolutely gorgeous day. It's the, I guess we're at the beginning, no, I guess we're in the middle of July now, so middle of July. And it was about 70 degrees today. Now it's about 7:30 at night. Sun's going down. It's nice and cool, and I'm out here working. So I've got an oldie but a goodie for you guys here. Bought this truck about 8 months ago, and I've had to fix a few things on it, and some of them are self-inflicted from it being bagged on the 22s. And some of them are common, and you'll see, I'll get you a view. One of the things common on the CKs, which I think, let's see, they came out in 88, I believe, was the beginning of what's called the OBS body style. And they went until 98, I believe, in the standard cab. And then they actually went all the way to 2000 in the dually. And this one's a 99. I've owned a 2000 also, early 2000. That was the same body style. And one of the things that these things are prone to is the door sagging. So if you look, you can see these body lines don't line up. And down here, let's come down here, you can see my reflection in the paint. You see those body lines don't line up, and this is a very common thing. And you'll see on many YouTube videos how to correct this. It's a pin problem, and they just all have them, and you have to maintain them, and if you don't, your doors sag. And hence what actually brought us to the problem that I ran into. About a month ago, I shut my door, my driver's door, and it wouldn't open. It wouldn't open from the inside. It wouldn't open from the outside. It did appear as though it was locking and unlocking properly, but the handle on the inside and the handle on the outside were not unlocking the door. I got online, I looked at a few videos, and they said, roll the window down, take the trim off, kind of spread that, and then spray some lubricant down there. Which I did, and I sprayed some lubricant down there, and then you run it through the cycles a few times, and then you get lucky and it pops open. Once it popped open, I started to clean and lubricate what was there, and then I cycled it 5 or 6 times. It seemed to be working perfectly once I cleaned and lubricated it, and then I shut the door, drove the truck 4 or 5 more times. Well, then it got stuck again. This time, it would not open, and I went through everything to get this door open, and I could not get the latch to unlatch, and I'll show you why at the end of the video. Ironically, it is a result of the door sagging is what caused the problem. Now, the bigger issue is the door latch itself, which aren't terribly expensive. I already ordered a new one. It was only 30 bucks on eBay. I think if you buy a OEM, they're about 100 bucks, and you can buy sets. You can buy left and a right for 50 or 60 bucks. I just bought the left one for now, and I'm gonna fix it. But the bigger problem is the latch is made out of metal. So even if you access the inside, if you go through all the effort of getting to the latch from the inside, you can't easily just break it apart. It's metal, so you either have to cut it apart. Well, I was trying to figure out, there's got to be some sort of a release on this thing. There's got to be a trick to getting a screwdriver in there and pushing on the lever the right way. And I just, for the life of me, could not figure it out. I did put some posts up on Facebook in some of the groups, the custom truck groups that are on there. Lots of good help. Unfortunately, none none of them solved this particular issue, which I eventually figured out on my own, and I'm going to show you guys that. So here we're going to go ahead and get to the solution for how to do it. Now this is going to apply, what I'm going to tell you is only going to apply to the 4-door dually, a Suburban, and a Tahoe, okay? This won't apply to a standard cab full size, like a CK 1500, or the extra cab. It's not going to apply to those two, and I'll explain why. What you have to do, at least to make it easy, you have to get the door panel off on the inside, okay? I have got mine off. For me to do it, I actually unbolted my seat. I've got custom seats in there. I unbolted the seats, or the seat, the driver's seat. I moved it out of the way. I removed the panel. I had to force up in the front because it gets wedged between the dash and the door. But if you kind of move it around a bit, you can finagle that to pop free. And I pulled it back towards the back and then removed it, okay? Once you remove it, you have access through the door panel. Let's see, I can show you that. I think we can get in there. Yeah. So if you look on the inside, this metal panel here has a hole, okay? This hole here is going to give you access to a 10mm bolt on the back of the handle, okay? The other bolt is in here, okay? It's inside the jamb, going in diagonally, and there are these little 10mm short bolts. See if you can get that focused there. There's one on the inside and one on the outside, and that's what's holding that. Now, to get to it, you still got to be careful because you don't want to scratch your paint. What you want to do is you want to open your rear door on your crew cab or on your Tahoe or your Suburban. And if you reach your fingers right here, you can feel the back of the bolt. It's right at the top and the back of the handle. Now you're going to have to be really careful. You may even want to apply some tape or something here to cover up the paint so you don't scratch it. You're going to want to use a 10mm box end wrench. One of the ones that the most ideal is one of those wrenches that bends, okay? You're not going to be able to fit a socket in there. It's going to be too tight. But once you loosen it, you can get in there with your fingers and just bring that out and remove it. It's probably, mine fell, so it'll just fall down to the bottom, okay? And then you remove the 10mm from the inside through that hole. And from that point, you've now loosened your handle, okay? Now the handle's going to be pretty tight. It's wedged between the lock mechanism here. It's kind of wedged between the lock mechanism. But if you're careful, you pop this out, drop it down, and then you unhook your lock, and then also the handle mechanism, which is right there. Okay, so that's going to be the bottom of your lock. You're going to unhook that one. You're going to unhook that one. Then you can pull your handle out carefully, okay? Now, here's where the secret is going to... Whoa! Dropping the phone for everybody. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Are we there? Did I reverse it? There we go. Okay. So here's where the secret comes in, okay? You're going to look in. You can see my truck used to be white before it was painted black. You're going to look in. This is the latch, okay? Inside that latch, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to go grab a light. Now that the sun's going down, it's getting dark real quick. You guys can see the other side of my truck here. I really want you guys to see this, because this is the key to getting this latch out, okay? Ooh, that's too bright. Okay. Do you see that yellow rubber bumper? Okay, right behind that is a little metal tab. So closer to the outer skin, you see a little metal tab there, okay? I'm gonna move this away. We'll let that adjust. Oh, I should have gone over your tools. You're gonna need a 10mm socket and an extension to get through that hole to the backside. Your ratchet, and then you need a large flathead or something that you can control and grab that. Okay, so let's go back in here. We'll let this focus a little bit. All right, I'm gonna take my flathead. I'm gonna put it between that rubber yellow bumper and that metal thing. And I am going to pry that open. And boom. We just unlocked the door, okay? It's right there. That yellow bumper, there's a little metal tab. Bring it back, and what that does, I'm gonna show you from here. Let me set up my light. I'll show you what it's gonna do from another angle, okay? So here is, imagine the door is getting locked, okay? Now you see this pin right there. You see that? That's what it hooks up onto. That's what prevents it from going. Now, if I put, let's see. I'm gonna have to go back so I can see. All right, now I've got my wrench in there, and you're gonna see what's gonna happen here. See how it's not there now? I just pulled that wrench out. That's what unhooks it. Okay, so once you pull that little lever up right here, once that pulls up, then this will fall back and you can open your door. No cutting of your striker plate, no trying to sneak in there through the door and cut that out. But that is the key, guys. Now, I haven't figured it out. I'm gonna try to help you guys out with your two doors. Let's turn this light so we're not blinding ourselves. I'm gonna try to help you guys out with your two doors and your, your standard cabs and your extra cabs. But that is what you're gonna be after. Even if you come through the door on the inside, that is the only point that you can push on that's gonna unlock that door, okay? Now, I don't know how to do that because your window track is in the way, but that's gonna be the next thing I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna see if I can't figure this out, because this is a very common problem. Now, let me go back to the beginning. I had mentioned that the damage was done because the door is sagging. I want you guys to look at something. This is completely chewed away. Like, see this right here? That's supposed to be right there. It's actually missing. This thing has been sagging so long, and every time it shut and then got opened and shut and got opened, it just kept wearing away and wearing away and chewing away and chewing away. So one problem causes another problem. And when it gets as bad as mine, it literally chewed away the material enough to where the lock mechanism was no longer deactivating the lock. It was stuck in the lock position. So, okay, so let's see if we could take this out. I don't know. Nah, we can't. I don't have that. I was gonna take the latch out and show you guys how chewed away my latch is, but it is it's crazy how much material is actually gone, and it's because of those stupid pins. You know, who would think that a saggy door? I mean, here's a good example. Look how far down that door is sagging. That's how bad this thing is. I'll show you. I'm going to lift it up. Look at that. That's from those stupid pins. So that's it, guys. I I hope that this advice helps you out. Be real careful when you're removing that bolt, that 10 millimeter bolt on the back of the door. I can probably show you that too. That's what goes right here. Okay, and then the other one is through that hole right there. But yeah, be careful. I don't want you guys to mess up your trucks. If it's an old farm truck, maybe you don't care. But these trucks are picking up in popularity. A lot of them are being restored and customized. Some of them to the level of mine. And if you haven't kept up on those pins for the door hinges, then this is going to be a common problem, even more than it is already for you guys. So, all right, guys, that's it. I hope this helps you out. Like I said, keep your eyes peeled for another video. I'm going to see if I can't figure out a good way to sneak through the inside. So for your standard cabs and your extra cabs, that will help you get in there. I guess it would also apply on the Tahoe, the two-door Tahoe of this generation. But, and also, if I can figure out an easy way for this to work for this, that would be great, so you don't have to worry about taking the handle out to get access. Getting the handle out gives you complete access. It's that one bolt that's at the back of the door that's going to be difficult. So, all right, guys, do me a favor. If you like this video, hit that like button. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel for more cool videos in the future, more tech tips. And if you have a comment, if this worked for you or didn't work for you, if you had any problems or questions, go jump in the comment section and leave a comment for me. And that's it. I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.